Yeah, so this is going to be a quick video to explain sort of how I do my what I've found to be the most efficient way to do my back testing. Like, I'm not claiming to be sort of the best at back testing or anything like that, or anything even sort of close to that, because I'm not pretty shit at it, to be honest. But it's something that I found. This is the way that I found to be the sort of most efficient at doing it. So I'll just start with a general overview of how my thing works. Obviously, I've got all my months divided up down the side here. You can see we've got June, July, August, sort of so on. So if I just turn on November there. So all I did to do that was you just sort of click the top one and hold shift, and then you can sort of toggle all these here. Then all these are just the levels that have been divided into groups. So we've got obviously the start of the session, then our age levels. So just looking at December to start off with. So you can see all these lines here represent the start of the session. This marks 6 o'clock. That's when my sort of session starts. Then when we zoom in, we can see all the boxes that mark the age levels. So the right hand side, sorry, the cat's fucking loud as fuck. So the right hand side of the box marks the end of the session. Obviously this start marks the start of the session. And then the colour of the vertical line tells me what the bias is on the day. So if I was just testing, say, 15-minute closes above age or high, testing for sort of risk reward like I did in one of those there, I don't even have to go above the 15-minute time frame to see that, because I can see, so like here you can see bearish bias, age or high, age or low. And then all I need to do is measure the risk reward from wherever. So that's basically the sort of overview there. I've got everything divided down the side here into months, so you can see like December, November, December. If I shift click here, I can turn everything off, but I've got it set up so I've only labeled the days that have mixed bias differently to the ones that have set biases, because usually I won't just be testing things with a bullish bias or things just with a bearish bias. It'll be, I'm either testing things with a fixed bias, so bullish or bearish, or be testing things that are mixed. So if I just wanted to test the things that are mixed, I'd literally just go onto here. So say I was looking at December, I just hold control, click all the days that have mixed next to them, and then just click on the little eye thing there. So now I can see all these days in December are just the days that are mixed. Then I don't even have to be distracted by anything else on the chart. I can just go through bam, 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 and sort of get everything there. So that's pretty much that. So I'll just go over the most efficient way to mark out your sort of session starts, the 6 a.m. candle. It's pretty basic, but I think some people will probably be doing something like this where they're going through and they'll mark it there. So all I'm doing there is I'll try and explain everything that I'm doing, because I think a lot of the stuff that I think is sort of common knowledge is just things that I've picked up along the way and been doing for so long that other people don't really even consider. So all I'm doing now is pressing Alt and V, and then that sort of toggles the vertical line. So you can see here I've got 6 a.m. marked there. I think a lot of people would go through like that, and then they see where's 6 o'clock, oh, it's there. And then they look through here. Obviously that's a bit of an exaggeration, but what I do to mark, or what I found to be the most efficient way to mark out these levels, is you look across this bottom line here, and sorry, I'm going to have to fucking put the cat outside, it's so loud. Go on back, yeah, sorry, the cat was on a mad one, just sort of meowing like fuck. So what I do is I look at the bottom here, you see the size of these rectangles here, I line these, so obviously you zoom out, they get further away, or you zoom in, they get further away, you zoom out, and they get closer. So I set mine up so I can see that the gap on here is sort of one click on my mouse away, as in one click on the scroll wheel. So you can see there, they're apart or they're close together. One more click and that's where they are there. So we've got a tiny gap in between them. And then all I do is look at this bottom line here. So I'm not even looking at here. I'm not reading what time it is. I'm just looking at that little gap there. And then just like that, like that. That was off by one, but that there. And then obviously all these are perfect bang on 6 o'clock. Then if you wanted to, you can literally just copy that there. So Control C, and then you just sort of drag them across. But I've usually have issues doing that on TradingView, just because, like now, I don't know why. Yeah, there we go. Then you set up the first one at 6 o'clock, and then I'll probably just go back and fill that one in there. So that does work, but I've always had issues sort of copying and pasting. So I've always just gone through and just like that. But yeah, so that's how the quickest way to sort of go through, mark out your 6 o'clock closes. Oh yeah, to do this here, all I'm doing is holding control, and you just drag your mouse there, then you can multi-select things. So say you've got all these marked out at 6 o'clock here, you want to set them to what bias you are, what bias you've got. So click here, mixed. See, we've got mixed one again there. Mixed. I'll just mark out a few of these and then bearish, mixed. Cool, so that's enough there. So we can see we've got a mixed bearish bias here. Go through, mark your 6 o'clocks, or not your 6 o'clocks, so now you got your 6 o'clocks. I'd probably go through, lock these here. So all I do is click there, hold shift, click, and then just click the little padlock button. Then that just stops me moving them sort of accidentally. So I'll just set up my Asia levels. So say that was Asia low there. Make sure the right hand side of the box is at 10 o'clock. Because when I'm backtesting, there's no point in having another line there, because otherwise you just have so many lines on your screen. All I need to do is when I'm trading my session, I can see that the right hand side of these boxes here marks the end of my session. So anything past that is obviously after 10 o'clock. So start the session, end of the session, bias there. So I'll do this for a few of them. I'll probably lock these as you go, so then obviously you just don't move them by accident. Shit. So that was there, 10 o'clock. Go back to there. Then I'll just do another day after this, because this is just so I can show you about grouping all the different. I know that's not Asia low there, but I'm just going to do it there because it's easier for me to sort of snap it on. And then just for example there, I know that's wrong as well. But yeah, so basically I'll do that, and then all you do is you go back over here. So say this was, or this is the 1st February. So I'll just hold control, select all that there. So that's just that, just selected the sort of information from this day. Right click, group, right click, rename. So then Feb 01. So I'd have that there, and then we go here, select that day, right click, rename, Feb 02, rename, group, rename, Feb 03, and then so on. So say this was, yeah. So just for example, like imagine I've got my Asia levels marked on there. The right hand side of that would be like 10 o'clock. And then we got the 4th or the 6th of Feb there because it was the weekend. 6. So I've got all those there. I'd probably close all those groups and then make sure that all of them are locked, so then you can't move anything by accident. So once I've got that there, I'd probably do this like a month at a time if I was going over it. And then all the days that are mixed, I'd label separately. So you can see here that February the 1st was mixed, so I'd go here, rename, mixed, I'll just copy that. 2nd of February was mixed, so I'd go through, same there, mixed. I wouldn't do it on the bearish ones. I was going to do it, like when I was doing all this, I thought about writing the individual bias of each session down, but it's just a lot easier to see. Like here I can clearly see what days are mixed. If you have writing all the way down here, then you have to look at it. It only takes like a second longer to look at it, but it's just a second you don't need to be spending. When you're doing a sort of a year or more worth of backtesting, sort of every second counts, because by the end of it, you've probably wasted like 20 minutes just trying to look at what bias things are. So once I've got all this sort of set out into the individual days, do a couple of months, then I've separated mine with these horizontal lines. I've just set these to transparent and hidden them sort of off the screen. I can see the corner, it's hidden off the screen. And then, yeah, obviously I've just written November 2022, and then October down below, and whatever else. So all this is what I've done for the whole of the year. So you've got them grouped, so you've got all these individual things. You got them grouped daily, separated monthly, renamed. And the next thing that I'll do is make sure everything's locked, and then you just click on here, click make a copy, and then like I have here, I've got a burner copy that just says do not edit, and then that just sort of saves me in case I accidentally delete something on here or accidentally adjust something. I've just got a backup saved just to be safe. So that's basically how I do all the stuff on here. And then in terms of my actual backtesting, all of it is sort of based on this one. Oh fuck, am I still recording? Yeah, cool. All my backtesting is based on this one sheet that I sort of robbed from Umar that he posted in Slack ages ago. So basically this sheet here, it just calculates basic win rates based on different things, or based on ones and zeros that you type in here. It gives you the sort of breakdown for the 15-minute, 30-minute, or whatever you decide to name these. And then obviously this is set out for, I think he was doing like breaks of Asia high, Asia low, calculating risk to reward. So every single one of my sheets is just a an edited version of that sheet there that's all from Umar. The main thing that I think is important to sort of add to it is the bias for individual days. Because I do my bias or my data collection on a spreadsheet, it's pretty easy for me to fill this in because I can literally just copy and paste it. But yeah, every single backtest that I do at the minute, at least, is just a modified version of this sheet that I sort of robbed from Umar. Yeah, if you want a copy of this sheet here, or if you don't have one, just let me know and I can drop you a link or something like that. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. It's pretty simple, to be honest. There's not too much to it once you got it all set up. If you did want to use this for sort of backtest anything else that didn't revolve around age levels, you can obviously just mark all the support and resistance levels, but it does help that you've already got everything set up there. So you've got your age levels that you know are right. You already know the bias on the day, so you can just sort of skim through it. And then all you need to do is mark out support resistances if you want to do that, if you weren't targeting risk reward on a certain setup or whatever. So I think that's pretty much it, to be honest. Yeah, so that's it. Sweet.